Hello friends and welcome back to my channel. This is Mercedes, also known as That Mom and That Mom Wellness Coach here on the internet. I am a health and wellness coach. I am a loving mother of two. I am a loving wife, and today we are in our bullet journal finally again. And today's bullet journal video is going to be just a little bit different because it is my quarter 2 setup. So I have April, May, and June within this setup. Because if you guys have been here for any length of time, you will know that the year has been crazy. I have had a lot of stuff on my plate, and essentially I needed to get space in my bullet journal because I use my bullet journal for everything. So I needed it to work for me as soon as possible, and this was the way that I was able to make it work. My total uncut raw footage was only 53 minutes. So this setup took less than an hour, and it got a lot of the stuff in there that I needed. Shout out to my little pen. I have no clue where my little pen went. It's a little fidget spinner pen. My boss gave them to us one day at work, and it actually works in my bullet journal quite well. Y'all know I've been having issues with the paper in this bullet journal, and every time I find a pen, pencil, mild liner, what pencils don't really work in it. They really do smudge, but anytime I do find anything that can work in this bullet journal, this is a Typhosi bullet journal, and it has a stone glaze, I believe, on the paper, so it makes it kind of hard for all the pens. I've had a lot of griping about this paper. Definitely check out the last couple bullet journal videos that I've been in this bullet journal, because I started this bullet journal almost a year ago, I believe, back in June, maybe March of last year. Right here was, yeah, it was June of last year that I actually started this bullet journal. So we are almost in this bullet journal for an entire year so far, and I'm very excited. I have like half the bullet journal left. So I am gonna just keep trucking along within the bullet journal, and I've put the paper woes to the side because, like I said, now I'm finding pens and mild liners and stuff that work within the bullet journal. So if you guys are new here, hi. I get a little squirrely, and I get very off topic very quick. That's the ADHD. I apologize, but stick around. It'll be fine. My setup that I'm doing here is the normal setup that I have done on almost every single bullet journal now for about 2 years. This 6x6, my boxes are 6x6, and it works so well, and I'm able to put a good amount of things within the box. I'm able to put about 5-6 points in the box because a lot of my points are multi-lined. I will show you an example. Actually, this month I did film a little bit of an example of having some stuff on the page, because I didn't start filming this one until about April 15th. Yes. I was filming my April bullet journal midway through the month. I did not put up a March bullet journal. I just sketched it out real fast. I didn't put up, I don't think I put out, I think January was actually February, or February was actually January. And so I've been very bad about putting my bullet journals together, filming them and sharing them with you. I really hope that we can get past that and start putting stuff back up regularly. I just did see that we passed by our moon phases, and I know a lot of you guys come here to see the moon phases, so if you guys want to go back and pause on the screen, I would totally be okay with that. I'm going to read them out, but if you want to, like I said, go back and pause and write them down. April started with a full moon, and it was on the 1st, and it was a pink moon. The last quarter moon was on the 9th. The new moon was on the 17th, and the first quarter moon was on the 23rd. And I actually did try my hardest to do some new moon type things. I feel like lately the majority of my practice has been on the new moon, as opposed to the full moon. The new moon is a lot of new, a lot of rebirth, regeneration. I have a little thing here about the new moon. Let me read it to you. The new moon is for cleansing, creation, resetting, new beginnings. It's the first phase of the lunar cycle, a fresh start, and setting intentions. So I do feel it's very fitting that I have been doing the majority of my spiritual work on the new moon, or on the days that are around the new moon, especially since you see that the new moon was on a Friday in April. I didn't do anything on a Friday. I will tell you right off the bat, I didn't do anything on the Friday. I did something on the Saturday of the new moon, and it was actually really nice because I had a very busy day with my kids that day. I took them to the dentist, and by the time we got home, I was beat. So by the time I had rested enough, it was dark out, and it was time to do something for the new moon. That also rings true for May. May we had Beltane, and I didn't end up doing anything on the 1st, which Beltane started on the 1st. It was the 1st through the 3rd. At least on my calendars, it was the 1st through the 3rd. I was able to do something on the Saturday, which was the 2nd, of course. I also had the full moon present, because the Beltane moon was the full moon. The 1st was the flower moon, the Beltane moon, however you want to call it, because my husband has more Celtic roots. We do a lot of the Celtic fire holidays, and I've been trying to do a lot more with them. And I lit a couple candles, lit a couple incense. I actually also was able to get my grandma home. So my grandma's home now. She's up with my mom and with my husband's grandma. And actually on Mother's Day, I know it's not Beltane, but I was talking about Beltane. But Mother's Day, I lit their candles and I lit some incense, and the incense was shooting sparks everywhere, and they were just talking, and we felt their presence, and it was very, very nice. Even within the house, like my kids were like, "Whoa, did you see that?" and everything. And I had been looking up the significance of the incense, like spitting embers and stuff, and I feel like they were trying to communicate, but were having a hard time communicating. So as we go, I'll be able to do more, and I do plan on getting everybody their own candle, so that when I light their candles, they each have their own candle, and they each have their own incense and all that beautiful, beautiful stuff. Since we were talking about the moon, and since we were talking about Beltane, let me tell you about the rest of the moons. Since it is May and we're not quite through the month, so if you guys want to take these ones down as well, they will pop up on the screen in a second. The full moon was the 1st. It was the flower moon. It was the Beltane moon. The last quarter was the 9th. The new moon is the 16th. The next first quarter moon is the 23rd, and this month has 2 full moons. So the second full moon is on the 31st, and it is the blue moon. And y'all know I will be singing the song Blue Moon, because I always sing Blue Moon when it's a blue moon, because that just feels fitting to me. But anyway, you can see how in the bullet journal, as we're talking, I did put a couple little things on there, like, hey, down there on the 27th, my E has her birthday. She is going to be 15 years old, and this is weird because you guys know, I always let her do the bullet journal, but since I was under such a like a schedule and I just did it when I did it when I could do it, y'all will even tell that this is a different, well, OGs to the channel will know that this is a old filming location. This is actually my coffee table, so that's why the screen, the video is like jittery and stuff, because I had the coffee table. It's one of those pull-up coffee tables where you can put like blankets and stuff on the inside. I had my coffee table pulled up and I had all my stuff set up and everything. So as I was writing, it was wiggling the camera around a little bit. So that's why it seems a little jittery and everything. But OGs to the channel will know that I used to film on this surface quite a lot, even before I got my C-arm. But yeah, so that's a fun little Easter egg. But for anybody else watching and wondering, oh my gosh, that table is so scratched up. This table is like 10 years old and it is our main coffee table and we have had it in our main living space. So it's a lot of love and wear that's up with this table. I might restain it in the future as a like DIY craft. I have a whole list of DIYs that I really want to do coming up. It's just getting the time to do said DIYs that I have an issue with. And it's actually so funny because I was telling a coworker that I really want to do a rain garden. And I believe that I spoke with you guys in one of my, well, I don't know if I actually have that video edited yet, but I do in one of my videos coming up speak with you guys about one of the crafts I want to do in the garden, which is a rain garden. I've been doing a lot of research on rain gardens and everything, and if we're staying in this home, if as in, are we, aren't we, we're still in the process of buying and everything, I would really love to do a rain garden and have some more eco-friendlier options within the garden. I was talking to a coworker about it, and another coworker had heard, and she's like, "Oh my gosh, I wish I had the energy that you have because when I go home, I'm a potato." That is me. I am a baked potato. When I get home and take my shower, I sit on the couch. I'm out. I have to sit for like an hour because my body is just, I have so much issues with my arthritis, and now I'm starting to have arthritic issues in my right hand. Yes, that's my dominant hand, guys. So it's been a little harder. Not gonna lie, it's been a little bit harder every single day. I also hold my coffee cup there, so I've dropped my coffee cup quite a good few times. Um, we're gonna come up on the moons here for June, so let me let you know what they are. It's gonna pop up if you'd like to pause and write them down for June, be my guest. The moon phases are the last quarter will be on the 8th. The new moon will be on the 14th. The first quarter moon will be on the 21st, and the full moon will be on the 29th, and that is the strawberry moon. And I do believe that June is also when the summer solstice is. I have that on a separate tab. Let me pull it up. Yes, the summer solstice is June 21st and it will peak at 1:24 a.m. So that's so fun. It's coming up. Oh my gosh, school will be over for us by that time. Um, May is the last month of school for my kids. I know it's the last month of school for a lot of kids, and as you saw on my May thing, I did put down a slot for A last day, E last day. Those are my kids, and I'm not going to share their last day of school, of course, but I will tell you that we have been getting things ready for the last day. The My kids actually have the same last day. My oldest will be testing that last day because, of course, high school, they finish out their tests and stuff on the last day of school so that they show up to the last day of school, especially freshmen. It may not be like that for the seniors and stuff, but for the freshmen, that's what they are doing. They are testing that whole last week, and their absolute last test will be on the last day of school. And then my little one on the same day is going to have her kindergarten promotion. So I'm really hopeful that um, I told her, I was like, I'm really hopeful that I can put away some money so that we can go out to lunch after you're done with your promotion. Sister should be done with school by that point in time. And she tells me, she goes, Mom, can we go to Taco Bell after my graduation? And I looked at her like, oh my gosh, like we haven't been to Taco Bell in forever, obvious reasons, price, quality, but just the fact that she was like, can we go to Taco Bell after my promotion was very interesting. I have rewards for a lot of restaurants. If you guys are wondering, the rewards do make the going to the restaurant easier. Shout outs to anybody with AARP or AAA. I believe it's AARP, but it could be AAA. Denny's does discounts. Oh my gosh, that helps so, so much. We found out one of our favorite Chinese places also accepts the AARP or the AAA. It's one of the two, and I know that they're accepted in a lot of the same places, so just get on and check. If you guys have somebody in your life that can get an AARP card, I think my mother-in-law actually got my husband like an AARP membership because she had like a guest pass, and it could be somebody of any age that could get the guest pass. So we have our own AARP card now. And it's going to be that much more helpful if we're somewhere that has discounts and we're not with her. It's going to help us a little bit here and there. But anyway, back to the bullet journal again. I get squirrely, guys. I'm so sorry. Um, this is the garden page. This is the garden log for the entire second quarter. If you guys are wondering, why is there so many pages? You don't normally put this many boxes for your garden log. I know. This is the whole of quarter two. I put all of the days down here from April through June. And guys, I do see a pattern in my gardening. I do see a pattern with all my stuff, and I need to get much better at it. Since doing this log, I have added mulch, a little bit more mulch to my garden. Not the amount that I wanted to add, definitely. I have not gotten my worms yet. I will still be getting them. I've also planted I planted cucumbers a while ago and they're starting to trellis. But in May, I planted some beans again. I still had time to plant beans, so since my first round didn't sprout, I went ahead and did a second round. So I put some yard-long beans and some wax beans in there because those were the bean seeds I had. I put a sweet watermelon in there because I did have a single A seed of the watermelon, and then I put some more peppers because it said I could, and some basil because again it said I could, and I have my cover up, so hopefully that helps big time, and hopefully they sprout. I do have flowers on my cucumbers, and my youngest is so excited to be able to go out at some point here and get cucumbers from the garden. So I have my fingers crossed. I talk sweet things to my cucumbers. I really, really try to make this work and everything because at the end of the day, having a garden is supplementing our food budget and everything, and whatever grows helps. We've had a little volunteer tomato plant, and my little one has been picking off the tomatoes. Once they are red, they're like the Tiny Tim tomatoes, and some of the days she was eating them, but mostly they were like not the bestest because they were volunteer and they didn't pop up in my bed. We were giving them to the birds. We were putting them up on the ledge of our fence and giving them to the birds as a nice little treat and everything. So it's been cool, even though we couldn't really eat the tomatoes. It was fun to have the tomatoes. And next year, I really hope to have tomatoes in the garden because next year, I hope that we'll have both of by next growing season, I hope to have both of my beds fully figured out. So yeah, this page that you see me working on here, this is my projects page. You'll remember I did a long I can't say a long time ago because it really wasn't that long ago. I used to put my projects page and I missed my projects page. So I stuck my projects page in here. And this is 2 pages for the whole second quarter again. And I've so far been going kind of back and forth, back and forth. I wanted to put like that mom wellness coach on one side and that mom Mercedes on one side, like I was doing in the past. But honestly, it gets so cattywampus. So I was just doing one project on one side, one project on another side, and then whichever side's finished, then I put the next project under that side and keep going back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. So far it works. So far I'm going to cross off another side here and start another project after this because I've done this voiceover 4 times, guys, and this is the best voiceover so far that I've gotten. So I hope you guys are enjoying it. Anyway, this page that you now see me setting up, if you are returning here, you'll know at some point in time I did do my habits like this, and then I kind of slipped off the habit log tracking because I have on my phone, I have my medication log, I have my steps log, I have my water log, I have a lot of stuff, but I do like to physically track my habits on here. So I do have my habits. I have all of the habits that you guys have come to know and love. The AM meditation, PM meditation, AM medication, PM medication, walking, H2O, all that type of stuff. All of my normal habits I do have in there. And then of course I have it for the whole quarter. And then this is the last one that you'll see me filming on camera. And actually, I need to put more slots in the actual bullet journal because what you see me film is what I stopped with. And this is the simple weekly log. I've gone from trying to be super like detailed and doodly and everything within my weekly log and everything, but I was finding that I had so much blank space in my weekly log that I'm just doing weeks in little rows, and these little rows are about 10 boxes deep, and I fit an entire week mostly in these little rows, and if I need to do more, then I'll just use the next box. It really, right now, this has been working, and this is what we're going to stay with. I can put my appointments down here. I can put my yard sale stuff down here. Also, guys, I've been having yard sales bi-weekly in Phoenix. If you guys are in Phoenix and a part of yard sale groups, you'll see my yard sales pop up. If you're not in Phoenix and would like to give some yard sale love, throw in a little emoji that says yard sale to you in the comments below. And also, if you guys have yard sales in your area, please go ahead and stop by, check them out, keep stuff within the economy, keep stuff within your community. That's what the yard sales are for. They're to help the people selling the stuff and keep stuff out of the landfill. Honestly, if more people yard sold like me, there'd be a whole bunch more 50-cent items because I do a lot of 50-cent items. But yeah, just support your local yard sale, your local community, economy, and all that. We've gotten a little bit tangenty and everything, but for the most part, I explained the bullet journal to the best of my ability. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Please come back soon for another video, and I will see you guys then. Have a wonderful day. Remember to hydrate, and thank you again for being here. Bye, guys.